Life has a way of unfolding in ways we never expected. We make plans, set goals, and work tirelessly toward the future we've imagined, only to find ourselves standing in the middle of a storm we never saw coming. In those moments, it's easy to feel lost, confused, and even abandoned. But what if the chaos isn't a detour? What if it's part of the plan? We are taught to dream, to set goals, to carve out a vision for our lives, and to chase it with everything we have. But life has a way of rewriting the script when we least expect it. The job you thought was yours goes to someone else. The relationship you believed would last forever suddenly falls apart. The path you mapped out so perfectly takes an unexpected turn, leaving you standing in unfamiliar territory, wondering what went wrong. But maybe, just maybe, nothing went wrong at all. Maybe life isn't falling apart, it's falling into place. We often believe that control is power, that if we just plan enough, work hard enough, and push with all our might, things will go exactly as we envision. But true strength isn't in forcing things to happen, it's in knowing when to let go. Some of the most powerful moments in life come when we surrender to the unknown and trust that even the detours are part of the plan. Think about it. Some of the best things that have ever happened to you didn't happen the way you planned, and some of the worst things turned out to be your greatest teachers. Every roadblock, every unexpected twist, every no that shook you to the core was never meant to break you, it was meant to shape you. Sometimes the universe doesn't give us what we want because it knows what we truly need. It's easy to trust when things are going well. The real test is holding on to faith when everything feels uncertain. It's in those moments of confusion, of disappointment, of heartbreak that we have a choice. Either we can resist, question, and fight the flow of life, or we can lean in, trust, and believe that something bigger than us is guiding the way. Because here's the truth, you are not lost, you are not forgotten, and you are not behind. You are exactly where you are meant to be, learning what you need to learn, becoming who you are meant to become. So the next time life doesn't go as planned, don't panic. Take a deep breath, look around. There's a reason you're here. There's a lesson in the waiting, a purpose in the detour, a blessing in the uncertainty. You may not see it yet, but one day you'll look back and realize that every twist, every turn, every unexpected moment was leading you to exactly where you were always meant to be. There is a rhythm to the universe, a silent force at work, orchestrating every moment of our lives in ways we cannot always see. But here's the challenge. We crave certainty. We want answers. We want to know exactly how things will unfold before we take a single step. And when life doesn't give us a clear roadmap, we begin to doubt. We question whether we are on the right path, whether we are making the right choices, whether things are truly working in our favor. But what if the very moments of uncertainty are proof that something greater is unfolding? What if the waiting, the setbacks, and even the heartbreaks are not signs of failure, but markers of transformation? Just because you can't see the entire picture doesn't mean the masterpiece isn't coming together. When an artist paints, they don't start with every detail in place. They add layers, brush strokes of color that in the beginning may seem chaotic or disconnected, but with time, the vision becomes clear. Life works the same way. What feels like confusion today might be the foundation for clarity tomorrow. The moments that don't make sense right now could be preparing you for something beyond what you ever imagined. That job that didn't work out, it could be saving you from years of unhappiness. That relationship that ended, it might be making space for the person who is truly meant for you. That opportunity that slipped away, maybe it's because something bigger is on its way. We often think we know what's best for us, but life has a way of revealing that our perspective is limited. There is a force that sees beyond what we can comprehend, a design so intricate that even the delays, even the disappointments, even the most painful moments are working together for a greater purpose. Instead of resisting the unknown, what if we embraced it? What if we trusted that every moment, good or bad, is shaping us, guiding us, leading us exactly where we are meant to be? The beauty of life is that it doesn't have to make sense in the moment for it to be meaningful. Some of the greatest breakthroughs, the most incredible blessings, the most profound transformations happen not when we demand answers, but when we surrender to the mystery, trust the process, trust the unfolding. Even when you don't understand, even when you don't see the full picture, know this: You are being led somewhere extraordinary. One day everything will make sense and you will realize that every step, even the uncertain ones, was leading you to something far greater than you ever dreamed. We live in a world that glorifies speed, faster success, instant results, immediate gratification. We are taught to believe that if something isn't happening now, it might never happen at all. And so when doors don't open as quickly as we want them to, when our dreams take longer to materialize than we expected, doubt begins to creep in. We question whether we are good enough, whether we are on the right path, whether we should give up and choose something safer, something easier. But just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Some of the most extraordinary things in life take time. The tallest trees don't grow overnight. The strongest foundations aren't built in a day. The most breathtaking sunrises only appear after the darkest nights. If nature understands patience, why do we struggle with it so much? Why do we assume that just because something is delayed, it's being denied? What if the waiting is part of the preparation? What if the very thing you're hoping for is still unfolding, still being shaped, still aligning in ways you can't yet see? Too often we want things before we're ready for them. We want the success before we've developed the resilience to handle it. We want the relationship before we've learned how to love ourselves. We want the breakthrough before we've built the strength to sustain it. But life is wiser than we are. It gives us what we need at exactly the right time. Not a second too soon, not a moment too late. Think about all the times in your life when something didn't go your way, only for you to look back later and realize that the delay was actually a blessing. Maybe the job you didn't get made space for a better opportunity. Maybe the love that left you was making room for a deeper, more fulfilling connection. Maybe the challenges you faced were strengthening you in ways you didn't even realize. Every moment of waiting has a purpose. Every unanswered prayer has a reason, and every delay is a setup for something greater. So instead of seeing the waiting as wasted time, see it as preparation. Instead of losing faith when things take longer than expected, trust that the timing is perfect, even if you don't understand it yet. Life is not in a rush, and neither should you be. What is meant for you will find you in the right way at the right time. Until then, be patient, be present, and believe with all your heart that just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. The best things are always worth the wait. Life has a way of surprising us. Just when we think we have everything figured out, something happens that shakes our world, makes us question everything, and forces us to take a different path. In those moments, it's easy to feel like we're failing, like we're being pushed back instead of moving forward. But what if those setbacks aren't actually stopping us? What if they are setting us up for something greater? Think about it. Some of the most successful, inspiring, and powerful people in the world didn't get there because everything went smoothly. They got there because they faced failure, rejection, heartbreak, and loss. But instead of giving up, they allowed those moments to transform them. They understood that setbacks aren't punishments, they are preparation. The moments that break you are the same moments that build you. The struggles that test you are the ones that teach you. The challenges that feel impossible today are the very things that will make you unstoppable tomorrow. It's easy to trust when everything is going well. The real test of faith is in the moments when nothing makes sense, when the doors you wanted to walk through slam shut, when the people you thought would always be there leave, when the opportunities you worked so hard for slip through your fingers. But what if the things you lost weren't meant for you? What if the things that didn't work out were actually protecting you from something that wasn't right? We don't always see the bigger picture when we're in the middle of the storm. It's only later when we look back that we realize every setback was actually a setup. The pain that felt unbearable turned into strength. The failure that made you doubt yourself became the motivation that pushed you further. The detours that frustrated you led you exactly where you needed to be. Nothing in your life is random. Every moment, even the difficult ones, are shaping you into the person you were meant to become. So the next time you face a setback, don't see it as the end of the road. See it as a redirection. See it as life making sure you are ready for what's coming next. Every great story has moments of struggle, moments of doubt, moments when the hero wants to give up. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Some people see a setback as a sign to quit, while others see it as a sign to keep going. Be the person who keeps going. One day, you'll look back and realize that the very things you thought were holding you back were actually the things that propelled you forward. Life has a way of closing doors we so desperately wanted to walk through. It's painful, confusing, and sometimes even unfair. You prepare, you work hard, you pour your heart into something, and just when you think you're about to step into your moment, the door shuts in your face. You're left standing there wondering why. Why didn't it work out? Why did the opportunity slip away? Why did that person leave? Why do things seem to work for everyone else but not for you? But what if rejection isn't rejection at all? What if it's redirection? What if the things you think you lost weren't losses but life's way of steering you towards something far better? When you're too close to a situation, it's hard to see the bigger picture. You think you need that job, that relationship, that opportunity because in your mind, it's the only way forward. But sometimes the doors that don't open are protecting you from walking into something that isn't meant for you. Imagine how different life would be if you stopped seeing rejection as failure and started seeing it as guidance. What if instead of feeling broken when something doesn't work out, you felt excited because it means something better is on its way? Some of the greatest blessings in life come wrapped in disappointment. The person who broke your heart may have saved you from years of the wrong love. The job you didn't get may have kept you from a path that would have drained your soul. The opportunity that slipped away may have made space for something far greater than you could have imagined. Think about all the times in your past when things didn't go your way, only for life to surprise you with something even better. You didn't understand it then, but looking back, it all makes sense now. That's the power of trusting the process. That's the power of believing that life is always working for you, even when it feels like it's working against you. The doors that are meant for you will open effortlessly. The people who are meant to stay in your life will never leave. The opportunities that align with your purpose will never feel forced. So don't waste your time trying to force open doors that were never meant for you. Don't chase things that don't fit. Don't cry over lost chances when life is preparing something so much greater. When one door closes, don't stand there knocking. Turn around, because there's something even better waiting for you. Trust that every no is leading you to the right yes. One day you will look back and be grateful for the things that didn't work out, because they made space for the things that were always meant to be yours. We are taught to take control, to make things happen, to fight for what we want. We believe that if we work hard enough, plan carefully enough, and push relentlessly, life will reward us exactly as we envisioned. And then reality steps in, plans fall apart, unexpected challenges arise, the things we thought were certain slip through our fingers. Suddenly we find ourselves standing in the middle of uncertainty, wondering what went wrong. But what if nothing went wrong? What if the real problem is not that life isn't working for us, but that we are holding on too tightly to a version of the story that was never meant to be? We think that control is power, but true power is knowing when to let go. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means having the courage to trust that even when you don't understand the journey, you are still being guided to where you need to be. It means realizing that you don't always have to have all the answers for life to unfold exactly as it should. The truth is, the greatest transformations often happen in the moments of surrender, when you stop resisting, when you stop forcing, when you release the need to control every detail. That's when the magic happens. That's when you create space for the right opportunities, the right people, the right moments to find you. Life has a way of working things out in ways far greater than anything you could have orchestrated on your own. But you have to be willing to trust. You have to be willing to believe that even when you feel lost, you are still on the right path. Think about the times in your life when you finally let go of something that was weighing you down, the job that no longer fulfilled you, the relationship that was draining you, the fear that kept you stuck. And the moment you released it, something better took its place. Maybe not immediately, maybe not in the way you expected, but eventually you found yourself in a place that felt lighter, freer, more aligned with who you were meant to be. That is the power of surrender. That is the power of trusting that what is meant for you will never require you to fight endlessly just to keep it. So stop gripping so tightly to things that are slipping away. Stop trying to control every outcome. Stop believing that you are behind just because life isn't moving at the speed you expected. Let go, surrender. Trust that even in the unknown, you are being led somewhere beautiful. One day, you will look back and realize that the moment you released control was the moment everything started to fall into place exactly as it was always meant to. Nothing in life is ever wasted. Not the heartbreak, not the failures, not the moments that left you questioning everything. Every experience, no matter how painful or confusing, is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Yet when we go through struggles, we often wonder why. Why did this happen? Why did I have to go through this? Why me? But the real question isn't why me, it's what is this teaching me? Every challenge, every loss, every setback carries a lesson. The heartbreak that shattered you taught you what love should and shouldn't be. The rejection that crushed you forced you to find your own worth. The failure that embarrassed you made you stronger, more resilient, more determined. Life doesn't just hand you pain for no reason. It gives you experiences that build your character, that refine your purpose, that prepare you for what's coming next. Imagine if you had never struggled, never faced disappointment, never had to fight for something. Would you be as strong as you are today? Would you have the wisdom, the perspective, the depth that you do now? Growth is never easy. Transformation is never comfortable. But the most powerful versions of ourselves are born from the moments we thought we wouldn't survive. Look back at your life. The things you once thought were breaking you were actually shaping you. The nights you cried yourself to sleep made you softer yet stronger. The times you felt lost forced you to find your own direction. The moments of rejection made space for opportunities that aligned with who you truly are. Not a single tear, not a single experience was wasted. So stop regretting your past. Stop wishing things had been different. Stop seeing your struggles as mistakes. Nothing was wasted. Everything happened exactly as it needed to. Every twist, every turn, every delay, every painful moment, it all had a purpose. One day you will see that every piece of your story was necessary, every experience was building you, and every step, even the ones that hurt, was leading you exactly where you were always meant to be. Trust that every moment of your life, even the ones you don't understand yet, is part of a bigger plan, one that is far more beautiful than anything you could have imagined. Fear has a way of whispering in our ears, making us doubt ourselves, our path, and the possibilities that lie ahead. It tells us that we are not ready, that we might fail, that the unknown is too risky to step into. And so we stay where it's safe. We cling to what is familiar. We hold back from chasing our dreams, from making bold decisions, from embracing the life that was meant for us. But what if fear isn't meant to stop you? What if it's meant to awaken you? Every great journey begins with uncertainty. Every person who has ever achieved something incredible had a moment where they wondered if they were good enough, strong enough, capable enough. But the difference between those who create a life of purpose and those who remain stuck isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. Courage is not the lack of fear. It is the ability to keep going even when fear is screaming at you to turn back. Trusting the path ahead means being willing to step into the unknown without having all the answers. It means believing that just because you can't see the full picture doesn't mean it isn't coming together. It means knowing that sometimes the only way to find out what you are truly capable of is to take that leap, to walk through that open door, to say yes, even when you are terrified. Think about all the moments in your life when you hesitated, when you let fear make your decisions for you. Now think about the times when you pushed past it, when you took the risk, when you followed your heart instead of your doubts. Weren't those the moments that changed everything? Weren't those the moments that shaped you, that led you to places you never imagined, that made you realize how powerful you truly are? Life is not meant to be lived in hesitation. You are not meant to shrink yourself, to second guess your worth, to let fear dictate your story. The path ahead may be uncertain, but uncertainty is where growth happens. It is where dreams are born. It is where you discover who you were always meant to be. So stop waiting for the perfect moment, for absolute clarity, for the fear to disappear, because that moment may never come. Move forward now. Trust that you are being guided. Believe that the steps you take today, even the scary ones, are leading you to something greater than you ever imagined. One day you will look back and realize that the moment you stopped waiting and started trusting was the moment your life truly began. There will be moments in your life when nothing makes sense. when the road ahead feels uncertain, when your plans fall apart, when you find yourself questioning everything you once believed in. It is in those moments that trust becomes the most powerful force you have. Trust that every twist and turn is leading you somewhere meaningful. Trust that even the setbacks are a part of something bigger. Trust that life is unfolding in ways that you may not understand today, but one day it will all make sense. It's easy to trust when everything is going well, when doors are opening, when opportunities are flowing effortlessly. But real trust is built in the waiting. Real trust is tested in the silence, in the moments when you don't see progress, when it feels like nothing is happening. But just because you don't see the movement doesn't mean it's not there. Some of the greatest transformations happen beneath the surface where no one is watching. Just like a seed must break through the ground before it blossoms into a tree, your journey requires patience before the beauty of it is fully revealed. Every experience, good or bad, joyful or painful, is shaping you. The struggles are strengthening you. The delays are redirecting you to something greater. Even the moments that feel like failure are simply detours leading you to a better destination. You may not see it now, but one day you will look back and realize that every single step, even the difficult ones, were necessary. So don't let doubt steal your faith. Don't let fear convince you that you are lost. Don't let temporary struggles make you forget that your story is still being written. No masterpiece is created in a single stroke. No great journey is without obstacles. The most beautiful stories are the ones that come with unexpected twists, with resilience, with moments of uncertainty that lead to unimaginable breakthroughs. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to see the entire path to take the next step. Just keep moving forward. Keep believing that something extraordinary is unfolding. Keep reminding yourself that no matter how uncertain today feels, life has a way of working things out in ways that are far greater than anything you could have planned. One day you will look back and realize that everything, even the struggles, even the waiting, even the moments of doubt, was preparing you for exactly where you were always meant to be. Life is not a straight path. It is a journey filled with unexpected twists, moments of uncertainty, and experiences that challenge everything you thought you knew. There will be times when you feel lost, when things don't go according to plan, when the dreams you held on to so tightly slip through your fingers. But just because you don't see the destination doesn't mean you're not on the right path. Just because things aren't happening the way you expected doesn't mean they aren't happening exactly as they should. Trust is not about having all the answers. It is about believing in the process, even when nothing makes sense. It is about surrendering the need to control every outcome and understanding that life is working for you, not against you. Every delay, every disappointment, every closed door is a redirection. Every struggle, every failure, every challenge is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. You are not behind, you are not lost, you are exactly where you need to be. Some of the most beautiful chapters of your life will begin in the moments that felt like endings. Some of the greatest blessings will come from what you once thought were failures. Some of the strongest versions of yourself will emerge from the pain that once broke you. So instead of fearing the unknown, embrace it. Instead of resisting change, welcome it. Instead of questioning every setback, trust that something greater is unfolding. One day you will look back at the moments that tested your faith and realize that they were actually the moments that strengthened it. You will see that every unanswered prayer was making space for something better. You will understand that the detours weren't obstacles, they were part of the plan all along. The life that is meant for you will not pass you by. The dreams that align with your purpose will find their way to you. The love, the opportunities, the success, the joy, it's all coming in ways beyond what you can imagine. So hold on, keep going, keep believing, trust, not because you see the full picture, but because deep down you know that life has never failed to surprise you in the most extraordinary ways. And when you finally arrive at the place you were meant to be, you will smile, knowing that every step, even the difficult ones, were leading you home all along.